In a world defined by protocol, silence, and tradition, the royal guards are an embodiment of discipline. They stand watch with unwavering resolve, their stoic faces never betraying a hint of emotion. But sometimes, even the most steadfast hearts can't stay hidden. Behind the uniform, behind the stoic faces, the royal guards are human. They carry with them not just the weight of history, but the stories of those who came before them, stories that transcend time. In a world governed by unspoken rules, it's rare to see a moment like this. A moment when tradition meets heart. A quiet, unassuming connection that speaks louder than any salute or march. For a brief moment, the royal guards broke character, but in doing so they reminded us of the human connections that persist, no matter the uniform. In the heart of Buckingham Palace, the royal guards stand vigilant, silent, and strong. But even the most disciplined among us can break from character, if only for a fleeting moment, when we recognize the unspoken bond between those who serve. And in those moments, we remember, the past and the present are never truly separate. They exist in quiet moments of respect and in the shared humanity we all carry. Sometimes the most profound moments happen not in the words spoken, but in the quiet exchanges between those who understand each other, between those who share the weight of duty and honor. And so, the day ends. The guards return to their posts. The ceremonies, the traditions, the routines, they continue just as they have for centuries. But every now and then, even in the most formal of settings, something extraordinary happens. A brief moment when character is broken, and the true essence of service and sacrifice is quietly acknowledged. In the stillness of the royal guard, in the silence of duty, we are reminded that there is more to a soldier than their uniform. It's the heart beneath it, and sometimes the heart speaks louder than any order ever could. The night brings a different kind of quiet, one that doesn't require standing still, one that allows for reflection. A moment to think about the day, the choices we make, the connections we carry with us. Sometimes, even after the day ends, the echoes of our shared experiences remain with us. And in the quiet of the night, we find peace in knowing that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. A legacy that stretches beyond uniforms, beyond time. The bonds we form, the people we meet, the moments we share, they are never truly lost. They live on in us. In the quiet, in the spaces between the ceremonies and the rules, we find our purpose. And when we look back, we remember the ones who came before us and the ones who still stand beside us. And so, the royal guard continues. But in the stillness of the morning, a new understanding has taken root. It is a reminder that, in moments of silence, we are never truly alone. For the guards, for the soldiers, for all those who have come before and after, we carry on, with strength, with honor, and with the quiet knowledge that the heart of service transcends time. Sometimes, the smallest moments can leave the deepest imprints. A note, a gesture, a brief exchange. They are the quiet pillars that hold us up when the world around us demands that we stand strong. In moments of silence, we find clarity, and in those fleeting moments when we allow ourselves to break from character, we discover something more profound than the duty we carry. We discover the strength in sharing our humanity. Sometimes, we don't need to speak to be understood. Sometimes, the quiet moments say more than words ever could, and in those moments we remember that we are all part of something greater, a legacy of service, sacrifice, and shared humanity. And so, life at the palace continues, one shift after another, one day after another. The guards stand, their duty unbroken, and in the quiet moments between the ceremonies and the rituals, they remember why they do what they do. They remember the bond they share, not just with each other, but with all those who have served before them. For every soldier, for every guard, for every person who serves, there is a moment when the uniform fades and the heart takes its place. And it is in those moments that we are truly human. Each new day brings with it the weight of expectation, the weight of duty, and yet it is the moments in between, the fleeting, quiet moments, that allow us to find strength we didn't know we had, to find peace in the noise, purpose in the stillness. And so the cycle continues. The changing of the guard, the rhythms of life, each moment a part of a larger story. And while the ceremony may be the same, the meaning behind it shifts, evolving with every step, with every person who has stood before and will stand after. It is in the quiet moments, the unsung exchanges, that we find the true meaning of duty. Not in the words, but in the actions. Not in the standing guard, but in the shared humanity beneath it. For the legacy of service is not just carried in the uniform, it lives in the heart. In a world where we stand at attention, where we remain